place on earth, the Valley of Kashmir, leaves lasting impressions of its scenic beauty, serene lakes, sky-high waterfalls, rushing streamlets and snow-covered peaks on everyone that happens to visit this valley. The artists and the craftsmen, having a keen sense for the details born in the valley, cannot remain unimpressed by their surroundings. Kashmiri craftsmen, therefore, produce very exquisite and intricate designs on carpets, namdas, shawls, walnut wood and products of paper mache. Next to agriculture, handicraft is the biggest employer in the valley, contributes a lot to the state economy and earns a considerable amount of foreign exchange for the nation. Many of the Kashmiri crafts like wood carving, carpet making, shawl weaving and paper mache have touched the peaks of global fame. This film deals with the oldest cottage industry of Kashmir, that is, the art of paper mache. Paper mache is actually repulped paper mixed with some glue or paste so that it can be molded. This art of making beautifully decorated and handsomely lacquered articles was known in the East centuries before its introduction in Europe. Apart from bangles and jewelry boxes, the paper mache products include a vast array of candlesticks, cigarette boxes, ashtrays, table lamps, powder boxes, and many other showpiece items. Before we actually see how these products are made and processed, let us briefly trace its origin and history in Kashmir.
The art of paper mache is believed to have been brought into Kashmir from Samarkand and Iran in early 14th century, but the records of its origin do not lead to any exclusive evidence. However, the fact remains that during the Sultanate period between 1320 AD to 1586 AD, a few kings of Kashmir, particularly Zainul Abidin, not only patronized Kashmiri fine arts but also called craftsmen from Central Asian states to improve the original design. The cross currents of Central Asian culture with Kashmiri culture have resulted in the perfection of this age-old art. You must have heard of the famous king Yusuf Shah Chak. Well, he was a great fan of paper mache, and he employed hundreds of craftsmen for the production of intricate designs for the courtiers. It is also known beyond doubt that many of these paper mache craftsmen came to Kashmir from Iran and settled down here. This industry saw a number of ups and downs, but it withstood all the shocks and jolts and limped in the state till the dawn of freedom.
Today, the articles of paper mache are exported to many countries like the USA, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, Germany, France, and a few Gulf countries. The value of export of paper mache has gone up from rupees 1.31 crores in 1974 to rupees 2.5 crores in 1992. Made literally from the waste, the customary way of paper mache making is laborious and time-consuming. The process starts with the soaking of old waste paper shavings, useless cardboard pieces, in water for a week's time. The soaked paper is then taken out and squeezed properly. Thereafter, it is pounded in a stone mortar till a fine pulp of uniform consistency is achieved. Rice flour or some glue agent is added to the pulp at this stage to give it added strength. In the meantime, the artist designs the shape of a piece and prepares a mold. In case of wooden and mud molds which are to be removed later, a carpenter or a potter is ordered to prepare a mold. These molds are made slightly smaller than the original piece to be produced. The paper pulp is now applied evenly on the mold. The wooden or mud molds are wrapped in thin paper before applying pulp on them. This helps to avoid sticking of pulp to the mold. The covered mold is then allowed to dry up in the sun. When the pulp has dried hard, it is cut into 2 or more pieces according to the shape. The dried up pieces are removed from the mold carefully and are again glued together. In certain objects like ashtrays, the molds are not removed. The dried surface is coated with glue mixed with lime. The process is called gutch. And then rubbed with a piece of brick called carrot. For extra smoothness and strength, the surface is covered with thin butter paper strips and rubbed again. Afterwards, the smooth surface is coated with lead powder mixed with paste. The dried surface is ready for painting now. One is really fascinated to watch the freehand work of artists commonly known as Nakkash, who makes exquisite designs without the aid of any geometrical instruments. The paintings can be made on a separate sheet and later transferred on to the articles of paper mache. But the beauty of the article lies in the freehand artistry of the Nakkash. Like other cottage industries and crafts, paper mache has come down from generation to generation, and often several family members are engaged in the work. The younger ones learn when the elders work. After the artist paints flowery scenes or birds and animals or scenes from Mughal courts on the object, a senior member of the family adds minute details and gives finer touches to the whole work. The objects are now varnished with copal or amber powder in linseed oil. Gold ornamentation is added at this stage. The complete article is now rubbed with a jade stone in order to brighten the colors and the gold. Paper mache is a highly laborious and painstaking art. In good olden days, Paper mache was painted with powdered semi-precious stones which used to take hours to grind and remain fresh for hundreds of years. But now it is mostly being done with synthetic colors which easily look bright and beautiful but fade with time. Despite hard work day in and day out, the creator of these beautifully decorated pieces of art live from hand to mouth due to our faulty marketing system where the real workers get very little. But still, they are happy and contented.